Hey guys, it's me again. Today we're going to talk about division, and we haven't talked about this in class, so I want everybody listening and tuning in, paying attention, making sure that you understand this. But before we talk about division, we're going to go back a little bit. I'm going to turn over here and talk about multiplication again. All right, I'm just getting my tripod set. There we go. So it's essentially the same thing, just reversed. So when we talk about multiplication, we were talking about showing or representing 3 rows of 4 or 3 groups of 4 or 3 repeated 4 times or 3 hops of 4. And we're trying to find out what the total is, basically when we add those all together, kind of like repeated addition, 4 plus 4 plus 4. So we're in multiplication, you're trying to find your total. But when we go over to division, we have some other ways to do the same thing, but we're not trying to find the total because we already know the total. So we're going to kind of do this together. Right here, I'm representing the problem 20 divided by 5 equals 4. And there's a couple of basic words, some vocabulary that you need to know before we start division. We've got the word dividend. I don't know if you can see that. I can bring it a little closer there. We've got, and I'll send pictures of any charts that I make, any anchor charts. So a dividend also means the total. Then we've got the number called the divisor, and the divisor is groups. I hope this is not backwards in the filming. And then we've got our quotient, which is basically the answer. So we've got our dividends, which is the number that we're trying to divvy out or divide out. We've got the divisor, the amount of groups we're going to put all these in. And then we've got the quotient, which is just a fancy word for answer. So, and that's basically going to tell us our answer, how many is in each group. So instead of adding things together, counting them up, and trying to find the total, we're actually breaking them down and trying to find out the opposite, which is how many are in each group. That'll make more sense in just a second. All right, I'm going to set you down there. Okay, so here's several ways you can do it. There's probably more than this, but these are the 4 that we're going to go with. I'm going to try to zoom you in, move some things out of the way here. We're going to start with equal groups. So the groups up here, we already decided was 5, okay, because that was our answer. Let me tilt that back. Our groups are 5, so I've already made 5 groups here. And what are we trying to put in each group? Well, that would be our dividend, or the total number that we start with. So if you want to, you can imagine it like you're playing cards with your friends, and everybody gets so many cards, right? And what do you do when you're passing out cards? You kind of do that whole one for you, one for him, one for me, and you go around until you're out. Well, that's the same idea here. Our dividend is 20, so we're going to pass out these 20 whatever. They could be cards, marbles, whatever, until we are completely out of them. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is just to start with the one for you, until we get all the way to 20. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So what we're trying to figure out is our quotient, which was how many were in each group. Well, all you have to do at this point is take one of the groups, because they all have equal amounts in them, and you know that the answer is 4. Okay, so we can take our total number, which we divvied out 20. We divided it into 5 groups, and we got a quotient of 4. Okay, I hope that one makes sense. Let's move on to a bar. Okay, we've got a bar model here, and this one is just another way that you can do this. Let's see here. what I like to do, this is kind of like a strip diagram. I'm going to get my blue Mr. Sketchy. or my Mr. Stinky, as I call him in class. That one smells like Easter candy. And I'm going to show that the total, or the dividend that we're using is 20. And we're splitting that into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. The divisor is 5. Okay, so I'll represent that too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, so basically we're just going to find out how much is in each group by splitting up our dividend into our divisor. And we'll use x's this time. 1, it's the same idea. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I've used all 20. I'm down to none left. If I were handing out cards, I would have used them all and I would have none in my hands. And so our answer is what we find in each group. 20. We divided it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. And in each group, our quotient is 4. All right, let's move to arrays. And basically, this is relatively the same thing when we do arrays. There we go. Let me grab my orange Mr. Stinky. And basically for arrays, like I said, we're doing the same thing. We're dividing 20 into 5. This is just another way to look at it if it helps you. 1, 2, 3, 4. We already know our answer's 4, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the 4 in each one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically you're doing the same thing each time, so it's up to you which method you want to use. But I have, my dividend is 20. Let me lean my pod back a minute. My dividend was 20, so that's what I'm dividing up. My divisor is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. And my quotient is 4. There's 4 in each group. Pretty easy. And then, just like multiplication uses repeated addition, you can represent, and some students might like this better, you can represent division with repeated subtraction. Let me get my pink Mr. Stinky marker. All right. And basically, you just set up your dividend. You start it with your dividend, 20. Okay, that's my dividend I started with. You subtract your divisor each time until you get down to 0. So our answer when we get to the end should be 0. So 20 minus 5 is, I hope you said it out loud, 15. 15 minus 5, so we take that answer, we put it up here. 15 minus 5 is, class, 10. I hope you said it out loud. We take that answer, we put it up here. 10 minus 5 is, sorry, something just fell. 10 minus 5 is 5. And then we take that answer, we put it up here. And 5 minus 5 is 0. It's just subtraction until we run completely out. And then let me tilt you down a little bit. You can see that we subtracted 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our answer is how many times we subtracted, which would be 4. So I'll try to fill it in here. 20 divided by 5, that's how many times we subtracted. 20 divided by 5, we subtracted 5, and our answer is how many times we subtracted. I hope that makes sense, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope everybody's doing good and staying healthy. Talk to you later.